Immediate grief because it's been here forever. There's so much history, not only in the book barn itself, but the surrounding properties, the farm, the Whitlock family goes back generations.
One of New England's most beloved independent bookstores is closing its doors this spring.
And Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot took a look at the legacy of the iconic book barn and what it leaves behind and how the community is saying goodbye.
Whitlock's book barn has more books than I can count and a deep connection to the Bethany community. However, the current owners say they rarely made a profit or broke even.
So along the way, I've just become a passionate reader, and books have saved my life. They've become my best friend, and I think they can transform a world.
Norm Pattis is a bookworm, and that's why he bought Whitlock's book barn 25 years ago, with the approval of his wife.
So I said to her, what do you think about owning a bookstore? And I figured she'd say no, and at least I would have tried, but she said sure. So one thing led to another, and we bought Whitlock's.
But they never made a profit from that sale.
Me owning a bookstore is sort of like an alcoholic buying a bar. Oh man, look what I get to drink. But you got to sell the drinks to make a profit. And you know, we've never really managed to make any money at it. We've just managed to keep it open. And it's been a labor of love. For others, I've supported it financially.
People in the community were shocked when they heard the book barn was closing. That includes Kathy Harrison, who says when she was a nurse, Dorothy Whitlock was her patient.
And she was the one who she didn't want to talk about her illness. She wanted to talk about the Whitlock farm and the book barn. And she told me I needed to come here. And I told her I would, even though I didn't have a car then.
Harrison says the barn always felt like you were stepping back in time.
Floorboards are all uneven, so it's like walking on a ship. But it just adds to the whole ambiance of this what used to be a barn that now, and you know, it has all these antique books for sale.
Tracy Flynn, a librarian assistant, says she even bought a book there a while ago.
People go for good deals, and I found a fabulous book. I had read it in paperback, and oh my gosh, do I need another book? But this one was on the Tsar of Russia, and it was hardback, and it was covered in silk, and then it was encased.
Pattis says his goal was to retire at the bookstore.
Brought a new manager in, and I said, look, can you find a way for this to break even for a few years, and maybe I'll retire someday and work there. And we've reached the conclusion that we can't even break even, and so it's time to close.
Pattis says they don't have a definite date on when the book barn will actually close, but they are having a book sale March 28th. In Bethany, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.